What's up, everybody? It is Broken Havoc here, right here on the Broken Havoc podcast, here to review AEW Dynamite from September 29th, 2021, coming to us from Rochester, New York, of course, the hometown of the late, great Brodie Lee. This episode of Dynamite was actually dedicated to Brodie Lee, which was awesome to see, so it's awesome to basically pay tribute to somebody, to Brodie Lee, somebody who is from Rochester. Not only that, he was actually, fun fact, he was actually supposed to be making his debut in AEW in his hometown of Rochester, but unfortunately that did not happen. But what are my thoughts on Dynamite this week? I thought this week was an awesome, and I mean awesome-ass episode of Dynamite, in my opinion. You know, the Brodie Lee stuff, and not only that, all the other stuff that happened. We had Miro versus Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship, in which we saw a new champion in Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara winning his very first championship in All Elite Wrestling, which was awesome to see. You know, we got Jungleboy versus Adam Cole in the opener, which, dude, that was a banger of an opening match to start off Dynamite. You know, a lot of stuff happened on this show. Of course, we got Darby Allin and MJF as well, just tearing it up verbally, which, bro, that a lot of people have been saying this on social media, and dude, this is a money-making feud. But before I get on with the review, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more content and push the bell for more notifications. And yeah, be on the lookout for my future videos. Now we're going to be on with the Dynamite review. So we got CM Punk. My bad, I got to get out my notes. I'm not prepared. I apologize. But we got CM Punk coming out, and of course, he gets a huge freaking pop from the crowd. He does not, he does not jump to the crowd, which sucked, but hey, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. But he comes out to the crowd, and he's once again on commentary. So this is the second time that CM Punk is on commentary. Great to see CM Punk on commentary. He was on commentary 2 weeks ago on Dynamite at the Prudential Center show, which I was at. And, you know, he got a huge pop in New Jersey, but he got a huge pop here in Rochester, New York, so that was great to see. And the opening match is Adam Cole, Bebe, versus Jungle Boy from the Jurassic Express. What are my thoughts on this match as a whole? I thought this match was balls to the wall, a fantastic opener to start off Dynamite. You know, this is another dream match that a lot of people wanted to see. You know, a guy like Jungle Boy wrestle a guy like Adam Cole. Count me in. You know, again, you got the future stars of AEW right here. And, you know, you got a homegrown talent in Jungle Boy, and you got one of the best wrestlers in the world, Adam Cole, wrestle. You know, just balls to the wall, fucking awesome match. I loved the match. It was an amazing match to start off Dynamite. It got the crowd hot. I mean, I don't even want to say that this match got the crowd hot, because I'm going to be 100% honest. The crowd was already hot as soon as the pyro went off. So, but the crowd is on fire during this whole entire match. You know, but of course, we all know who won. Adam Cole got the win. You know, I do not see at all Adam Cole losing for the foreseeable future. You know, Jungle Boy, he can lose if you make him lose strong, and that's what we saw in this match. But, you know, Jungle Boy gave it his all. Adam Cole, absolutely, you know, MVP of the entire match. You know, I marked out when he hit that Panama Sunrise. I ain't gonna lie. I fucking love when he hits the Panama Sunrise. It's an amazing move. And, you know, it got so many different names. You know, it got the Code Red. You got the Canadian Destroyer. You got the Panama Sunrise. Bro, it got so many different names, bro. I still call it the Canadian Destroyer because it's the single best, greatest move in the history of professional wrestling. Shout out to Petey Williams. So we got Jungle Boy versus Adam Cole. So, again, the crowd is on fire for this match. The match starts. Both lock up. We get a waist lock and a side headlock by Cole. So we got a bunch of headlocks and side headlocks during the beginning portions of the match to kind of get them going and kind of get the crowd a little bit reeling. So, you know, for all the intensity to go on later on in the match. So we got a takedown by Cole. We got a side headlock again by Adam Cole. We get a pin attempt by Adam Cole. We got a near fall. Then we get a side headlock by Jungle Boy. Then Jungle Boy hits a shoulder tackle. Then we get a kick by Cole. Cole then gets sent to the corner. We get a chop by Jungle Boy. Then we get a springboard arm drag by Jungle Boy. We get a drop kick by Jungle Boy. Adam Cole at this point is on the outside of the ring. Then we get a couple of... No, actually, no. He's outside of the ring, but then what happens is Jungle Boy proceeds to chase Adam Cole. We get a couple of stomps by Adam Cole. My apologies. Then he takes Jungle Boy to the corner. We get a kick by Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy then gets sent to the outside. Cole then works on Jungle Boy. Cole applies a side headlock on Jungle Boy. We get a back elbow by Cole. Then Cole sends Jungle Boy with a hammer throw. And I mean, this was a really stiff hammer throw to the corner. Then at this point, Adam Cole, and look, this was a kind of a thing throughout the match, and all of his matches, if you really look at it. I mean, Adam Cole was just showing off throughout the entire match. Bro, this guy be showing off like crazy, because he's a heel. What do you expect? But we get a right forearm by Cole. Then he sends Jungle Boy to the corner. Then we get an elbow by Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy fights back. Then we get a basement dropkick by Jungle Boy. Then Jungle Boy takes out Cole. Cole counters. Then both proceed to exchange shots. We get a thrust kick by Jungle Boy. Then we get a kick by Cole. Both then exchange kicks, and I mean, they both legitimately exchanged kicks at this point. Then we get a brainbuster by Jungle Boy. At this point, the crowd is going apeshit. We got AEW chants happening right now. So then after that, we get a belly-to-belly suplex by Jungle Boy. Then he hits a German suplex. Then he applies a waistlock. Then Jungle Boy takes Cole to the top rope. Then we get an enziguri to the back of Adam Cole by Jungle Boy. Then Cole is trapped upside down in the corner of the ring. We get a drop kick to the head of Adam Cole by Jungle Boy. We get a cover and a near fall. Then Jungle Boy picks up Cole. Cole applies an inside cradle pin attempt. We get a 1 count. Then Cole applies a backstabber, or hits a backstabber, my apologies. Then Cole hits the Ushigoroshi. Then Cole at this point trash talks Jungle Boy. He shoves the head of Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy then slaps. We get the reverse Hurricane Rana after that. Then we get a shot to the back of the head by Cole. So at this point, no, of Cole, my apologies. So at this point, Jungle Boy is in control. We get a cover and a near fall. Jungle Boy then hits a back suplex. We get a cover and a near fall. And then once again, we get this is awesome chance again. This match starting to get intense, bro. Then Jungle Boy shoves the head of Cole, so that's a little bit of revenge right there by Jungle Boy. Then Cole, after that, super kicks Jungle Boy out of nowhere. Then Jungle Boy's on the outside. Cole's on top of the apron. He tries to go for the Panama Sunrise from the apron to the outside, but he fails to do so. But of course, Jungle Boy escapes. But then Jungle Boy runs into a kick by Cole, trying to hit the Tumpe Suicida, a.k.a. the Suicide Dive. But then Jungle Boy, in one of the best spots of the match, hits a frickin' Hurricane Rana from the top of the apron, from over the top rope on top of from the apron. Like that was a crazy ass spot by Jungle Boy. One of the best moments of the whole match period. Cole then hits a super kick. Then Cole finally hits the amazing Panama Sunrise. Then what happens? We get a cover and a close ass near fall. Another kick out, so we got a bunch of near falls happening at this point. Cole then takes off the knee pad. Then what happens? He misses the boom. That's the new name for the move. It's called the boom, but I call it the last shot still. I still call it the last shot, so bear with me if I still call it the last shot. It's gonna be kind of weird for me to call it the boom because that's usually his entrance, but you know what? I'm gonna call it the last shot at this point. So he hits the last shot, and then Jungle Boy applies the snare trap. We get a kick by Cole. Then Jungle Boy comes back. Jungle Boy applies a waist lock. At this point, the referee, Aubrey Edwards, is distracted. Then Cole, out of nowhere, while the referee was distracted, kicks Jungle Boy in the midsection. Not in the midsection, the lower midsection. So basically, he gives him a low blow without the referee seeing it. Cole hits the last shot. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Adam Cole wins this contest. Overall thoughts on this match. Again, this was a fantastic opener to Dynamite. A really hot start to Dynamite. It kind of got the crowd reeling. I mean, the crowd was reeling beforehand, but dude, this got the crowd extremely intense. They went crazy for this shit. But yeah, what happens after that? The Elite comes out. We go to commercial break. Then, so the funniest thing about when the Elite came out is that CM Punk trashes the theme song. He's like, oh yeah, the theme song sucks. He goes from, we go from playing the number 1 theme song in the metal charts to just them trashing the Elite theme, or being the Elite theme. That was the funniest shit ever. But once we're back from break, the Elite is out in the ring. Carl Anderson introduces Rochester to the Super Elite. Then to be Elite, you need to have the Impact Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers. You need one of the best wrestlers in the world, Adam Cole. And to be elite, you need the AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega. Then, to be elite, you need the greatest tag team of all time, the Young Bucks. Then Adam Cole then gets the mic, and he said he told the world he was going to beat Jungle Boy. And he did it all by himself because Adam Cole is elite. On top of that, Adam Cole is undefeated. Then Nick Jackson brings the mic. Then he gives the mic to Nakazawa. We get a bunch of CM Punk chants. CM Punk at this point is laughing. So then Omega grabs the mic when Nakazawa didn't even say anything. I was about to say Nakamura, bro. What the hell? Nakazawa. So then he says his telephone has been ringing, telling him that Kenny, that was the probably, everybody's been telling me on the telephone, on social media, hell, even on MySpace, that was probably one of the greatest matches I've seen, and says Bryan Danielson took him to the limit, and says that he kicked his head in, and says that here's the problem. The problem is that he couldn't get the job done. Then he has 0 record, and he cannot face him. But then what happens? Bryan Danielson comes out. He asks the people if they want to see a rematch with him and Kenny Omega. We get a bunch of yes chants after that. He says they want a rematch, and then he wants a rematch and says Omega has no balls to give him a rematch. And then all of a sudden, the funniest shit of the entire segment was the fact that, after Bryan Danielson stated that Kenny Omega has no balls to give him a rematch, we get a bunch of no balls chants. And then all of a sudden, Omega is pissed off, and then we get Kenny no balls chants. So yes, Danielson presents the crowd to Kenny No Balls Omega. That was the funniest shit ever. And then we got Kenny No Balls chants. That was the funniest thing I've seen in this entire segment. And then Danielson challenges anyone to a match on Rampage this Friday, which, by the way, Rampage was already taped. Bryan Danielson went up against Nick Jackson, one half of the Young Bucks. So then he asks the people if they want to fight right now. Danielson is not coming alone. Then what happens? Christian Cage, Kazarian, and Jurassic Express come out, and then the Elite retreat, and the segment ends. Overall thoughts: this was a really good segment, in my opinion. This is a really good segment. I'm dying because we're 100% going to be getting the rematch between Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega. But at the same time, you have to focus on the story at hand and focus on Hangman. We do not know when Hangman is going to be returning, but a lot of people, and I 100% agree, I've been stating this for months, that Hangman is the guy to take the belt off of Omega, and the guy to take the belt off of Hangman is MJF. So I feel like AEW has a lot of plans in their plate right now, but when it comes to Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega, I do believe that match is eventually going to be happening. When? I do not know. Maybe at Revolution next year. Who knows? Or maybe it can be one of the quarterly specials because, AEW is going to be starting those quarterly specials next year on TNT. So maybe it's going to be in one of that shows, but who knows? But we're definitely going to be getting the rematch between Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson, which, we're definitely going to be getting a winner to that match. But, I'm just excited to see what goes down. And when it comes to Omega's title reign, I still believe that, again, Hangman is the guy to take the belt off of Omega. When that match will happen, I honestly do not know, but, I'm starting to get a little bit impatient when it comes to Hangman Page. But you know what, Hangman, he has a new kid and all of a sudden, so he's dealing with family stuff, which I understand. But I really want to see Hangman versus Omega. That's just my opinion. But we're definitely going to be getting that match. And there's a lot of other matches that Bryan Danielson can have besides Kenny Omega. Like I would love to see a rematch between Danielson and Adam Cole because if you guys do not remember, we saw that match on that episode of SmackDown when basically NXT did that whole invasion thing to build up for the Survivor Series, in which they won. Now, look at that, and you compare it to now. Yeah, NXT is completely different now. But, that match with Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan 2 years ago on SmackDown was a really good match. And I would love to see that match either on Dynamite or maybe on pay-per-view. Like, that would be a legitimate good match. But this Friday on Rampage, we're going to be seeing Bryan Danielson versus Nick Jackson, which the match already happened because it was already taped. But I didn't look at the spoilers, so, I'm always like, bro, I am avoiding spoilers for Rampage, and I'm also avoiding spoilers for Venom. Let there be carnage. Like, dude, I'm literally like avoiding spoilers right here. Like, you go on YouTube and you see hella spoilers for Venom. Let there be carnage. Like, bruh, don't post that. Don't post that, please. I want to watch the movie and give my own thoughts on the movie because I think the movie's going to be good because I enjoyed the first Venom movie. But whatever. But that was a really good segment. I really enjoyed the segment. Next up, we got the Lucha Bros, of course, the AEW World Tag Team Champions backstage, and they also hold the AAA Tag Team Championships, which I do not follow AAA, so which I did not know that, but I think they won. I think they won those titles last week. Correct me if I'm wrong, or last weekend. Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't realize that, but yeah, they are the current AEW World Tag Team Champions and also the AAA Tag Team Champions. Andrade comes in and asks, "Where's Pac?" and basically offers a challenge to the Lucha Bros defending those titles. So again, Andrade is trying to basically come up with this whole little scheme of him trying to recruit the Lucha Bros because apparently this is not working right now with all the people that he got. So yeah. So it's going to be great to see what happens when it comes to the Lucha Bros and all that type of stuff. Lucha Bros and Andrade, I should say. My bad. We get Matt Sydal and Dante Martin versus Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson. Quick story on this match. This match was a little weird. It was not. Now, the match itself was really good. I'm going to be talking about for the majority of this match. After I go through this match, I'm going to be talking about the reaction that Cody Rhodes got. And I do believe, and I'm going to be talking about later on after I finish going through the match, why I do think that a Cody Rhodes heel turn is imminent. I do think that he's going to eventually turn heel. Like, it's bound to happen. If you definitely see the crowd reaction and you see definitely Cody Rhodes 100% reacting to it, you know, I do definitely see a heel turn happening when it comes to Cody Rhodes. But enough about me talking about that. I'm going to be talking about that after going through the match. So we got Matt Sydal and Dante Martin versus Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson of the Nightmare Factory. Overall thoughts on this match. Again, this match was really good. Dante Martin was the MVP of this entire match. You know, Dante Martin is amazing at what he does, and he's really been showing how good he is for the past couple of weeks on Dynamite. I mean, if you watched all the matches that he had on Dynamite, holy crap. I mean, like, dude, this dude is insane. But the match starts. Cody and Dante start. Both shake hands. Both lock up. We get a side headlock by Cody. Cody, again, he started to get that mixed reaction, but then later on in the match, he got 100% boos in Rochester. Lee tags in. Then Sydal tags in. We get a side headlock takedown by Sydal. Then we get a kick to the back of Sydal. Dante tags in. Then we get a waist lock by Dante. Then we get a side headlock by Dante. Then we get a shoulder tackle by Lee Johnson. Then we get a bunch of high-flying attempts by both. Then we get a brawl breaking loose by both teams. Cody jumps from the top rope to the outside and misses during the break. Then Sydal with a double stomp on Cody. I think it was on Cody. Yeah, and Dante Martin hits So this is what happened during the picture-in-picture commercial break. And look, I do not really pay attention to the match during the picture-in-picture commercial breaks, but bruh, Dante Martin hit this badass move. He hit a springboard somersault on Cody and Lee during the whole commercial break, which is freaking awesome to see. Then Dante and Sydal have the advantage. Once we're back from commercial break, then we get a bunch of elbows by Lee. We get a drop kick by Lee. Cody and Dante tag in. We get a drop kick by Cody. Cody hits a power slam. Then we get a cover and a near fall. We get a reverse Hurricane Rana by Dante Martin. Both exchange shots. We get a kick by Cody. Then Cody hits a disaster kick. Cody then tries to go for the vertebreaker and does. Then we get a cover and a near fall. Cody then picks up Dante Martin. Dante escapes. Lee goes after Sydal. We get a missile drop kick by Dante from the top. Then we get a springboard moonsault by Dante on Cody. We get a cover and a near fall. Then we get an up and over by Dante Martin. We get a boot by Sydal. Then Lee tags in on his own. Keep in mind, he tags in on his own. Then we get a bunch of kicks by Sydal. We get a boot by Lee. We get a roll up by Dante Martin. Then Lee hits a thrust kick. Then Lee hits the I don't even know what move that was called, but it was basically, it looked like I don't even know if it was, I was about to say a head breaker, but I was like, that was not a head breaker, but he basically planted one of the opponents then to the mat. Then we get a cover, and Cody and Lee Johnson win the match. Overall thoughts on this match? I thought this was a really good match. The reaction that Cody was getting, you know, the fans are starting to get tired of Cody, and I definitely understand. This is coming from somebody that hasn't even been on television a lot. a lot of people say that Cody puts himself in these situations that he really doesn't need to be in. And, I definitely understand, the whole match with Anthony Ogogo, that definitely got, that was one of the first glimpses of the fans starting to really get tired of Cody Rhodes. He didn't lose. He didn't lose. Yeah, he didn't lose. But what I'm saying is, at Double or Nothing, he got a mixed crowd reaction. He didn't get 100% boos or 100% cheers. He got a mixed crowd reaction in that match. And of course, Cody Rhodes went over, and I don't see anything of Anthony Ogogo on Dynamite. And if he is on Dark, correct me. Please tell me if he's on Dark. I do not watch Dark or Dark Elevation, but I will say this. Cody Rhodes is starting to get those boos, and this match clearly shows that he's been getting those boos. And do I think that this is going to be eventually leading for Cody Rhodes to turn heel? I'm definitely going to say yes. Now, a part of me was thinking, maybe he can join the Elite. But at the same time, we haven't seen the Elite and Cody Rhodes interact for a long period of time, and you hear these reports that they're not really talking backstage. I don't know if that's true or not, but, I'm just saying, I had a scenario in which, you continue to have the Elite running until maybe, I don't know how long, maybe mid next year or late or like around the summer, up till like at least the summer of next year, until you have this whole Civil War going on. Because I do have that belief that Adam Cole and the Young Bucks are definitely going to be turning on Omega, in my opinion. That's just what I think. Or Adam Cole himself is going to be turning on Omega. Who knows what the hell is going to happen? I do believe that there's going to be some type of, civil war within the Elite, and we're going to be having the Elite versus the Super Clique, in my opinion, if that makes any sense. But, when it comes to this type of stuff, when it comes to Cody, I do think, I have this thought that Cody could possibly join the Elite because he was part of Bullet Club before AEW started. And, you can have Cody go, not because he does have that stipulation that he cannot go for the AEW World Championship. But AEW is in partnership with the NWA, and you can have this storyline play out in which Cody goes to the NWA and targets the NWA World Championship, because he did defeat Nick Aldis for the NWA World Championship back at All In. But correct me if I'm wrong, Nick Aldis is no longer the champion, and I would love to see Nick Aldis versus Cody Rhodes again. But Nick Aldis is not the champion anymore. Correct me. I don't think he's the champion at all. I think somebody else is the champion. I don't know who's the current champion in the NWA. I don't follow the NWA, but I'm saying Cody could easily go for the NWA World Championship and then be part of the Elite, and then you can have all that going on. That is just a scenario. I may be 100% wrong, and I'm just making some just theories and predictions. This may not happen. Now the heel turn I do think is most likely going to be happening. I'm just thinking that, I'm just thinking about things and just saying, hey, maybe he can reunite with the Elite. Who knows what could happen? Maybe not. That's most likely probably not going to be the case, but I'm just saying he could possibly join the Elite and go after the NWA World Championship. It makes the perfect sense. And heel Cody Rhodes going after the NWA World Championship would be freaking awesome. But, he's a former NWA World Champion himself anyway. He beat Nick Aldis at All In a couple years ago. But I'm saying, he can go after the NWA World Championship since, number one, AEW has that partnership with the National Wrestling Alliance. Not only that, you can play out that stipulation that, he cannot wrestle for the AEW World Championship again. You can definitely play that out. That's what I'm thinking about. But I'm just maybe far-fetching. So after the match, we get a interview with Tony Schiavone. And, as soon as Tony Schiavone brings up the mic to Cody Rhodes, the crowd boos the hell out of Cody Rhodes. Like, they boo him, man. And then Cody's like, oh, wow, all that stuff. And he immediately goes and calls out Malachi Black. And then Arn Anderson is like, stop talking. Stop. Like, he literally stopped him right there, goes on a rant, and he basically talked about, having guns and stuff, which that promo was a little weird, but it's Arn Anderson. What do you expect? It's classic Arn Anderson. He basically cut a classic Arn Anderson promo on Cody. And basically what happens after that, he says, I'm going to be leaving, and I'm going to be teaching somebody who actually listens to me, and leaves Cody in the ring. So there's a lot of tension going on when it comes to Arn Anderson and Cody Rhodes, because if you don't remember, last week on Dynamite, you had Cody, by accident, land on Arn Anderson during the match with Malachi Black. And, a lot of tension is going on when it comes to Arn Anderson and Cody Rhodes. And I do believe that, again, this is eventually going to lead to a heel turn with Cody Rhodes. I think it's coming. Like, it has to happen now. The heel turn with Cody Rhodes has to happen now. And, it's so weird how he got the most boos the same night where his new reality show premiered immediately after Dynamite Road to the Top, which, by the way, I love Roads to the Top. It is a really, really good show. If you haven't checked out Roads to the Top, check out Roads to the Top immediately after Dynamite every Wednesday on TNT. Really good show. Really good show, and you really look at what happens backstage in AEW, all that stuff. Really good stuff to see. Check out Roads to the Top. But, so we had that. So, again, Cody Rhodes was 100% turning heel. When? I do not know. I honestly do not know. Maybe it's going to happen during a time where it's completely unexpected. But who knows what's going to happen. So we get Darby Allin, Eddie Kingston, and Jon Moxley versus Bear Country and Anthony Green. This was a really short match. Bear Country, we've seen him before on Dynamite. Anthony Green, I had no idea who the hell he was. Apparently he's been wrestling on Dark. Correct me if I'm wrong. But again, I do not watch Dark or Dark Elevation just because of the fact that it's just too much content to consume. But this... Basically, this match, Sting was there too, but he didn't wrestle in the match. But the match was just a normal match. It's not really that long of a match. It was a 6-man tag. Both teams brawl. Darby and Anthony start the match. We get a roll-up by Darby. We get a side headlock by Darby Allin, a shoulder tackle by Darby. We get a beautiful, and I mean a really beautiful deep arm drag by Darby, but he hit that arm drag like fucking crazy. So then Kingston, oh, my bad. Kingston tags in. We get a couple of chops by Kingston, and then we get a knee by Kingston. Moxley tags in. Then Boulder tags in. We get a couple of chops by Moxley. Then Moxley hits a shoulder tackle. Bronson tags in. We get a senton by Moxley. Then we get a combination splash attempt by Bear Country. Then Kingston hits a dropkick on the knee. We get a German suplex by Kingston. Then Moxley drops Boulder. Then we get a coffin drop by Darby. A knee strike by Green. Moxley and Kingston no sell the springboard crossbody, which is funny as hell. Then we get the double finisher attempt by both Moxley and Kingston. Then we get a cover. Moxley, Kingston, and Darby win the match. And then Kingston grabs the Brodie Lee sign for a little tribute to Brodie Lee, which is awesome because this show is in Rochester, and this whole episode of Dynamite was dedicated to Brodie Lee because he was supposed to be making his debut in Rochester last year. But, of course, you guys know what happened. The pandemic hit, and those plans did not happen. But it was great to see Eddie Kingston paying a little bit of tribute to Brodie Lee with holding up that sign. But then all of a sudden, Sting, after that, he takes Anthony Green, and then he hits the Scorpion Death Drop just for a little fun. So that was actually really funny to see. We got a video package of Ruby Soho and Britt Baker basically talking about, Ruby Soho's cutting a promo basically talking about how, she did lose and now she has to work her way back up the title scene, all that stuff. Britt Baker cuts her typical Britt Baker promo because she is the AEW Women's World Champion, and she is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Then we get HFO and versus Orange Cassidy and the Dark Order in a 16-man, I think it was 16-man tag team match. So this is a large tag team match, and this specific match was dedicated to Brodie Lee. This whole match was dedicated to Brodie Lee. You had the whole Dark Order come in. You had -1 come in as well, which was freaking awesome to see. I really enjoyed the fact that -1 came out. Matt Hardy cuts a promo before the match starts. He says that a year ago he was supposed to be making his debut in Rochester, but unfortunately that was deleted because Rochester basically did not deserve it. Then we get the match starts, and then, the Dark Order is extremely over, but during this match, they were showing a lot of tension. Of course, throughout the past couple of weeks on Dynamite, you've been seeing all the tension and problems that the Dark Order was having. Of course, when it comes to Evil Nuno and all that stuff. Reynolds and Butcher start. Then, the Dark Order. Then the other members of Dark Order start arguing. Then Butcher and Blade take out 10. 10 has his mask off, by the way. He got his mask off. Private Party is the legal team. Works on 10, or one of the members of Private Party, I should say, are the legal men. I think it was either Isaiah Cassidy or Mark Quinn. I don't even remember. Works on 10. Then they plant 10 face first to the mat. We get a cover into a near fall. Orange Cassidy tags in. We get a drop kick. with his hands in his pockets because Orange Cassidy is by far an amazing ass wrestler. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I don't mean that as like a legitimate joke because it's Orange Cassidy. He's fucking awesome. I love Orange Cassidy. We get those amazing kicks by Cassidy, but then Jack Evans attacks him from behind. Then a brawl breaks loose. We go to a commercial break, and once we're back from break, Angelico and Stu Grayson are in the ring. Reynolds tags in, works on Angelico. We get a kick by Evans. Then we get a boot by Uno. Then we get a kick by Angelico, a waistlock by Jack Evans, and then we get a high knee by Alex Reynolds. Then Cassidy tags in, and we get an amazing, and I mean an amazing splash by Orange Cassidy. Then Uno is walking out of the match. So at this point, these problems with the Dark Order continue to happen, and you get Evil Uno just walking out of the match. And as soon as he's walking up the ramp to the stage, what happens? We get a backslide by Evans and a near fall. Then we get a backbreaker. Then this was happening in the ring while Evil Uno was walking up the ramp. And then while Evil Uno was headed to the tunnel, what happens? Anna Jay, -1, Amanda Huber come in and basically tell Uno to get back in the ring. And this was the highlight of the entire match, bro. If you guys remember Brodie Lee back in, when he was on Being the Elite, he would always throw a freaking rolled up piece of paper or multiple, a whole pile of paper, roll them up and just throw them at guys like John Silver. Bro, you had -1 do that on Evil Uno. That was the best thing of the entire match, in my opinion. And, you had a bunch of spots happen near the end, which looked amazing, by the way. But I mean, you had -1 just throw that paper on Evil Uno, which was the best thing ever. I really love the fact that they added that. That was awesome to see. So then they tell Uno to get back in the ring. He throws the paper. We get a corkscrew by Grayson. We get a moonsault by Reynolds. We get a spear through the ropes. We get a high kick. Then we get a pump kick by Silver. Silver at this point during the match, he is the legal man, and dude, Silver goes crazy. He just takes out everybody in this match. Then after that, we get a spine buster by 10. We get an orange punch by Cassidy. Then the Dark Order do their crazy spots. Literally, we get spot after spot after spot by each member of the Dark Order, which was amazing. I loved that. Then we get a fatality by both Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. We get a cover, and the Dark Order and Orange Cassidy win the match. Overall thoughts on this match. I thought this match was really good. Really good. Nice tribute to Brodie Lee, of course, in his hometown of Rochester, New York. Again, I loved that spot where -1 just threw the paper at Evil Uno. Best thing. One of the best things, if not the best thing in the whole match. Again, the whole spots that were happening, again, the tensions are continuing to happen in the Dark Order, but at least, they got their problems fixed. At least that's the story that they're telling. And, after that, the entire Dark Order just celebrates. And yeah, that's that. So that was a great match to see. That was a great 16-man tag team match to see. That was an awesome match. We got a backstage segment with FTR just cutting a promo and all that stuff. Basically talking about their future. Then we get a segment with Dan Lambert. I said Dan Lambert. Are you kidding me? Dan Lambert? No, it's Dan Lambert, my stupid ass. So then he continues to talk shit on Jericho. And by the way, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page are in the ring. He continues to talk shit on Jericho and talks about how all of the MMA fighters beat the crap out of both Jake Hager and Chris Jericho last Friday night on Rampage. He says that they chopped the head off the stage of AEW, and Scorpio Sky then grabs the mic. He tells the crowd to shut up and says he was one of the first champions in AEW, and not that long ago, he grabbed that large sonic ring, and it still wasn't good enough. And because, if you guys don't remember, back at Revolution, he became the face of the Revolution by getting that brass ring, aka that large sonic ring. So then after that, Ethan Page grabs after that, he says that Dan Lambert was paying attention. At this point, Ethan Page has the mic and says that they're not getting overlooked anymore, and basically put over American Top Team and says that they're in a much better state. So we are continuing to have this whole thing with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky and Dan Lambert. Great stuff. I love the fact that AEW has the balls to put the stuff with Dan Lambert on television, in my opinion. That it's just awesome to see. What is going to happen in the future with them? I definitely do think that there's 100% going to be a rematch when it comes to American Top Team and Jake Hager and Chris Jericho. I think, the feud is continuing on, but who knows what's going to happen. There's a lot of stuff happening and a lot of stuff going on regarding this feud. And you know what? Count me in on it. So we get a video package of Hikaru Shida and Serena Deeb in a video package. Basically, the video package is talking about how she wants her 50th win in AEW, that being Hikaru Shida. Then Serena Deeb cuts a promo on Hikaru Shida in the video package and that stuff. There's a bunch of video packages. If you guys have been paying attention on Dynamite for these past couple months, you'd be getting all these small video packages, and they've been definitely trying to get everybody on the show in some capacity, shape, or form. And I appreciate them for doing it, but at the same time, it's just a lot to take in, and a lot of the viewers not going to really, I don't want to say understand, because they definitely do understand. I'm just saying it's just a lot of stuff to take in, and a lot of stuff happening at once. You know what I mean? I feel like AEW needs to dim down on that a little bit, because they're having these less than a minute video packages. They just immediately putting that on Dynamite, which I understand why they're trying to do that, because they're trying to get everybody on the show. I'm just saying that you don't really have to put all these types of video. Now, granted, I'm glad that Hikaru Shida is going to be back. I'm just saying this is the case with everybody, with all the video packages that they do, whether it's FTR, Santana and Ortiz, or other feuds that are happening in AEW, like Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They be putting a lot of small video packages on the show, and that's just a lot of stuff to take in when it comes to the viewer. So after that, we get Tyconti and Anna Jay versus the Bunny and Penelope Ford. In my opinion, look, I feel like this was WWE style booking backwards. And what I mean by that is the match that was basically being booked. Now, we did get Anna Jay wrestle 2 weeks, the previous 2 weeks, one against Penelope Ford and the next week against the Bunny. And now this week you have both Tyconti and Anna Jay versus the Bunny and Penelope Ford. Again, but the match wise, not the match itself. I'm talking about the way, I'm talking about the matches that were booked. You have Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford 1 week, and then next week you got Anna Jay versus the Bunny, and then the next week you got a tag team match with Tyconti, Anna Jay, and then the Bunny and Penelope Ford. For me, that's kind of WWE style booking. To me, that's kind of WWE style booking, and that is just me. But nothing against Anna Jay and Tyconti. I think they're freaking awesome. I'm just saying the booking, to me that sounds kind of WWE-ish, because we did see Anna Jay wrestle both. 1 week we saw her wrestle the Bunny, and then another week we saw her wrestle Penelope Ford. So why is she wrestling them again? Yes, she is in a tag team with Tyconti, and Tyconti was getting involved in the matches, and yes, they have been teasing. Yes, they're gonna have a tag team match, but to me, that's still kind of WWE style booking in a way. Because if they really wanted to go the style of WWE booking, what they would do is that they'd have Penelope Ford versus 1 week they would have Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay, and then the next week they'd have Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay versus Tyconti, and then they'd have the Bunny versus Tyconti, and then the next week they'd have the Bunny versus Anna Jay, and vice versa, all of that stuff. That is definitely WWE style booking. We've seen that with Randy Orton and Riddle. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that to happen on this match, on this particular feud, or any other feud in AEW, because, one thing that I love about Dynamite so much is that we do not get rematches all the time. Now, this is technically not a rematch, but a portion of it kind of is. And, we don't see that often on Dynamite. We don't see that a lot on Dynamite, but we see that a lot on WWE television. I really do not want that to happen on AEW television. That is just my opinion. But I know, knowing AEW, they're not going to be doing that most likely. But the match itself was not that bad. It was actually pretty good. Anna works on the Bunny. We get repeated rights on the Bunny. We get a back elbow in the corner by Anna Jay. We get a cover by Tyconti. We get a cover into near fall. Ty works on Ford. Both work on Ford and Bunny on each other in the corner, or in each corner. My bad. Then Bunny with an elbow on NJ on the apron. Once we're back from commercial break, the hot tag is made. We get a cover. We get a clothesline by Tyconti, and then we get a kick by Tyconti. We get a springboard crossbody by Ty. Then Anna tags in. We get a double suplex by both Anna and Tyconti. We get a cover by Anna and a near fall. Ford then hits a stunner, picks up Anna, and then takes down Anna. We get a cover into a near fall. Then Ford goes to the top. She misses a moonsault. Then Tyconti takes out the Bunny with a Ty KO on the outside. We get a back kick by Anna Jay. Then Anna Jay applies the Queen Slayer on Penelope Ford. Ford fades, and Anna Jay and Ty Conti win the match. After they celebrate the match, you had -1 come in and celebrate with them, so that was awesome to see as well. Great to see -1 on Dynamite, by the way. You know, I'm glad. It's awesome to see -1 on Dynamite. Really great stuff. We get a video package of Jade Cargill. Basically, she says that she'll beat the ass of Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose, and then Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose both cut a promo on them and all that stuff. MJF comes out, and this is one of the best segments of the night, if not the best segment of the night, in my opinion. If you want to see the future stars of AEW, or I should say the future superstars of professional wrestling, watch this segment. Watch this segment, because this segment was really good. MJF, you know, you love to hate MJF, but he's doing his job as a heel. And Darby Allin is acting like a legit badass babyface, bro. And I mean a legit badass babyface. This segment was freaking bonkers. And the shit and the stuff that MJF was saying, bro, was insane, man. Dude, this guy name dropped Bruce Prichard on this. Like, literally, I'm going to be going over the promo that he cut. These are the notes I took on this promo. He says that they are from upstate New York, and it says he wants this company to be successful, and that is as long as he gets what he deserves. He says this company is building more and more momentum, and he says 4 men will carry this company: Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and yours truly, MJF. He basically stated Jungle Boy, he beat him. Sammy Guevara, he beat him in, weird fashion. Darby Allin, and then he's like, whatever. And then he's like, your first pillar, MJF. Then he brings this up because without him, this company ain't shit. Then he says that he is the past, present, and future, and he should be AEW World Champion. Oh, yeah, he is definitely going to be AEW World Champion. Bro, this dude is AEW World Champion bound. He talks about Tony Khan, and he says that Tony Khan is the best Khan in the wrestling business right now, which is funny as hell. We get a bunch of CM Punk chants, and he says that he has an old friend. So basically, when he name dropped Bruce Prichard, this is the funny shit ever. When he name dropped Bruce Prichard, he was like, Tony Khan, if you don't give me what I want, I got somebody on speed dial, that being Bruce Prichard, and that was the funniest shit ever. And CM Punk was like, doesn't everybody have Bruce Prichard on speed dial? That was the funniest shit ever, bro. So that's a nice little shot to Bruce Prichard right there. Then Darby Allin comes out. So MJF calls Darby a school shooter, which, bro, holy shit, bro. How far can you go? He says that there's nothing wrong with being the second best guy. MJF says that he is number 1. Darby asks him if he is done talking, and then Darby says that he is AEW for life until death. Of course he is. Of course. It's awesome to see, because Darby Allin's one of my favorites. He's AEW till death, man. So he says that he is the only pillar. He asks MJF, how is he the only pillar if he never hold the title? And I did. Of course, that being Darby Allin having the TNT Championship. He talks about why MJF then talks about why Darby Allin is straight edge, and MJF talks about the car accident that Darby Allin had all those years ago, and he tells Darby the wrong man died, which, dude, this guy's fucking crazy with his promos, man. He goes deep when it comes to his promos, and Darby says keep talking, but then MJF walks away. So, we got a lot of little references to CM Punk about, like, he asks Darby, why is Darby straight edge? And, of course, CM Punk is straight edge. And, am I excited to see a match with MJF and CM Punk? Absolutely. But I feel like the money, that match is going to make money, but, like, this match right here with Darby Allin and MJF, dude, that match has to be, and I mean, this match has to be at Full Gear this November, man. Like, dude, we have to see that match because of the fact that, we haven't seen these two guys wrestle, and the stuff that we see these guys, like, the stuff that we hear these guys do on television, like, this segment was really awesome. This, like, if you really want to see a comparison when it comes to the WWE product and the AEW product, look at their promos. You look at a promo segment on Raw or SmackDown, and you compare that with the segment on Dynamite or Rampage. Bro, you can clearly see the difference. You can clearly see the difference. And, it goes to show you that AEW wrestlers, when it comes to cutting their promos, they have a little more freedom in what they have to say. Of course, they got bullet points on the topic at hand, but they speak their mind off and basically talk about the whole topic at hand when it comes to their promos in their own words. And that's basically MJF. And MJF, like, bro, this guy name dropped Bruce Prichard. He'd be mentioning a lot of personal stuff when it came to Darby Allin. All that stuff, like, damn, man. MJF is a great freaking heel, and this guy is going to be carrying this company for the next how many years, bro? And that's definitely going to be a long time. And MJF is only 24 years old. That is the craziest thing ever, man. You see, AEW definitely builds for the future. You got guys like Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, MJF, and Darby Allin. Like, bro, those guys are going to be your main event scene in AEW. Though, like, in the next at least 5 or 6 years, those guys are going to be in your main event scene. 100%. And you know what? It's going to be freaking awesome to see. But I'm definitely excited to see a future match between Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. We got the main event of the evening, which is a really good match. Sammy Guevara versus Miro, of course. Miro is defending the TNT Championship. Sammy Guevara is fighting in the honor of Fuego del Sol, who lost his car. I don't know why the hell you would bet your car in a match with Miro. That is one of the dumbest things you could possibly do, but that was the story that they were telling. But overall thoughts on this match. I thought this match was really good. Sammy looked great. And a part of me was thinking, Sammy's definitely winning this match. And a part of me was thinking Miro is 100% going over. But you know what? That other part of me that thought that Sammy was going to win, that actually happened, man. Sammy Guevara is your new TNT champion. That is amazing, bro. Now you got Darby Allin as the TNT champion, or formerly as the TNT champion. Now you got Sammy Guevara as the TNT champion. And, bro, you love to see it. You got AEW making stars, bro. These people are making stars, and you just love to see it. It's just awesome to see, man. You got youth getting built up in this company. And, the legends that are in AEW elevate them too. I mean, look at Sting. When they brought in Sting, that elevated Darby Allin. He went, Darby Allin was already on top. But when they brought in Sting, he went all the way up, man. And Sammy Guevara as the new TNT champion, dude, this is only going to be elevating Sammy Guevara because, again, this guy is a future AEW world champion. 100%, this guy is going to be a future AEW world champion. Same as a guy like Jungle Boy. Same as a guy like MJF. Same as a guy like Darby Allin. Again, those 4 guys are going to be carrying the company, and that's going to be your main event scene, bro. 100%. But let's go over the match. Sammy tries to go for the knee, but Miro escapes. He tries to go for the knee again, but Miro catches Sammy. Miro then works on Sammy. We got a suplex by Miro. We got a stomp to the ankle of Sammy Guevara. We got a couple of shots to the back of Sammy. Then we get a couple of right hands by Sammy. We got an elbow by Miro. We get a cover and a near fall. Miro, at this point, shoves the necklace of Sammy Guevara onto Sammy's face and then shoves it in his mouth. Then Sammy takes Miro to the outside. Then he takes Miro to the outside. After that, Miro runs into the steel steps. He takes Miro into the ring. Sammy goes to the top. Miro catches Sammy from going for the shooting star press and hits a belly-to-belly suplex. Miro then works on Sammy Guevara during the commercial picture-in-picture break. Once we're back from commercial break, Miro works on Sammy Guevara. We get a stunner by Sammy, but Miro catches him. Sammy misses a jumping knee, and Miro hits a German suplex. Then we get a devastating lariat by Miro. Then we get so after that lariat, bruh, Miro hits a second lariat, right? And this is one of my favorite spots of the match. Bro, Sammy hits a freaking standing, and no, this is not from the top rope. This is a standing Spanish fly, bro. You know how much I love the Spanish fly. But this dude hit a standing Spanish fly, and it's so amazing when you see Sammy do that. It goes to show you how talented Sammy Guevara is. But we get a standing Spanish fly out of nowhere by Sammy Guevara. Sammy hits a thrust kick. We get a sliding knee by Sammy. He misses the pump kick. Then Sammy lands on his feet from a belly-to-belly suplex. Miro gets taken to the outside. Then Sammy takes out Miro over, I think it was the post on Miro. Correct me if I'm wrong. Then, my notes got messed up. Miro catches Sammy from the top and plants him to the mat. We get a cover and day near fall. Miro then misses a pump kick. We get a knee strike by Sammy Guevara. Then we get a second knee strike by Sammy. Sammy hits an enziguri. Sammy goes to the top. We get a right hand by Miro. Miro also goes up. Sammy fights off Miro. We get a cutter from the top by Sammy Guevara. Miro gets up. Sammy then tries to pick Miro up, but Miro escapes and hits a pump kick. We get a cover and a near fall. Sammy goes to the outside. Miro then tries to hit the turnbuckle. No, he tries to take the turnbuckle pads off of each corner while Sammy's on the outside. But then Fuego del Sol out of nowhere tries to come in, but Miro just takes him out. Then we get a knee strike by Sammy on Miro. Then we get a tornado DDT, the same move that on the first Rampage, how many times that Fuego del Sol did? He did that like freaking like 8 times. I'm just over exaggerating, but he hits a tornado DDT. Then Sammy hits the GTH. He goes to the top, and I thought he was either going to hit a shooting star press or a 450 splash. No, this dude hit a 630 on Miro. We get a cover. 1, 2, 3. Sammy Guevara is your new TNT champion. Overall thoughts on this match was, this match was really good, especially near the end. Miro looked great. Sammy Guevara, what can I say about Sammy Guevara? Sammy Guevara is one of the best in-ring performers right now in wrestling. Sammy Guevara is just great at what he does. This guy's amazing. And the fact that, he's now the new TNT champion, I'm so happy for Sammy Guevara, He won his first singles championship in AEW. That is just great to see, man. Again, this guy is AEW World Championship bound. Same as an MJF, same as a Jungle Boy, and same as a Darby Allin. This guy is definitely 100% main event caliber. I don't care what anybody says. Call him small, whatever. No, he ain't. No, this guy is main event caliber. 100% this guy's main event caliber. And AEW is building stars already, bro. This whole show demonstrates that. You got a match with Adam Cole, who's only 32 years old, not even in his prime yet, wrestling Jungle Boy. Adam Cole is also going to be part of that main event scene. He's definitely 100% going to be part of that main event scene. You got your future main event is going to be Adam Cole, Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara. Like, I've stated this many times already in this video. That's how much I mean that. AEW is 100% building for the future. And then all of a sudden, so if you guys were watching Roads to the Top, we actually had a live backstage interview with Tony Khan with Sammy Guevara. And basically, Sammy cuts a promo. You had Dan Lambert come in and tries to run him down. And during that promo that Sammy Guevara was cutting, he basically named his opponent for next week for the TNT Championship. And it's none other than Bobby Fish, of course, the former member of the Undisputed Era back in NXT. I mean, we're going to be getting Bobby Fish versus Sammy Guevara next week. That is going to be awesome, man. I'm really excited to see what happens. Dude, again, Sammy Guevara, the new TNT champion, is amazing. That guy's probably going to be holding on the title for maybe the next couple of months. I don't see him dropping the title next month or at the next pay-per-view or even at Revolution. I see that guy maybe dropping the belt maybe during the spring. Sammy Guevara is definitely 100% going to have a lengthy title reign. And you know what? That is great to see. I just love the fact that AEW is just making new stars. And you know what? I know you love it. I know I love it. AEW is here to stay. So that was my Dynamite review from September 29th, 2021. Overall thoughts on this show, I thought this show was really good. I thought, a lot of stuff happened on the show. Of course, the show is dedicated to Brodie Lee, and a lot of stuff happened when it came to Brodie Lee. Of course, the Dark Order was wrestling in that 16-man tag. A great match. -1, being there was awesome. We had Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy, an amazing and a fantastic opener. Start off Dynamite. The crowd was insane. And of course, we had the main event. Or actually, no, we had that segment with MJF and Darby Allin. Amazing ass segment. We're definitely going to be watching them wrestle at Full Gear in the future. And then, of course, we have Sammy Guevara versus Miro for the TNT Championship, in which we saw Sammy Guevara become the new TNT champion. But yeah, that was my AEW Dynamite review. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, push the bell for notifications. Follow me on social media on Instagram and Twitter. And subscribe to the channel for more content. And be on the lookout for my future videos. And this is Broken Havoc from the Broken Havoc Podcast. Signing out.